Are you the one who is looking to move to Canada in 2025? It's very common. Having more than 120 different pathways of immigration to Canada, anyone can get confused. This year, 2025, almost 485,000 PR application will be accepting by the CIC. Even if you are a visitor, you wanted to apply in a caregiver, you are a student, you are on a work permit in any status. If you are one of them, then this video is going to explain you in detail how to get eligible in one of the pathway which can get you the dream true. In general, if we wanted to divide the whole Canadian immigration, we can easily divide into economic class, family class, business class, and the humanitarian compassion ground classes. Among these four categories, there are subsections where one of the category will definitely suits you. Let's discuss about one by one each category before I can tell you how and why you should select multiple pathways just to secure and just to be safe when you're applying for a PR in 2025. Let's start with economic class. Economic class is very common pathway where express entry, PNP, RCIP, AIP, all those categories are included. Second category is a family sponsorship, where if you wanted to sponsor your spouse, you want to sponsor your kid, you wanted to sponsor your parents and grandparents, those applications are included. Third one is a business visa, where right now it's very popular to have a startup visa which gets you the opportunity if you have an innovative idea. And last but not the least is the humanitarian compassion ground applications, where asylums or refugee claimant, those sort of applications are included. Like I have mentioned, there are more than 120 PR pathways. But if we are noticing about what are the most priority, most easiest and common ways to get the PR, then I can just literally segregate that into 4 points. First one is definitely express entry. As everyone know, CRS point. Your higher points, you are meeting the cutoff, definitely you can get an invitation. Second one is the PNP. It's very common if you have a good employer support and you are in one of the province where province or employer needs you, you can be eligible under that. Third one is RCIP, which is having a community preferences. If you are in a particular community which is under the RCIP program and you have a designated employer, you can be eligible with that. And last and most important, AIP, Atlantic Immigration Program, where if you are in Atlantic provinces, which includes Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland and Labrador, and if you do have a designated employer, you will be eligible to apply under the Atlantic Immigration Program. Other than those kind of categories which can get you directly PR, there are other pathways too in which you can attain a PR because of your spouse. For example, PR sponsorship. If the relationship is genuine, like you are married, you are common law, you are conjugal, then you will be eligible to apply and get a Canadian PR because your partner is Canadian citizen or a PR. Let's talk about how to assess that which pathways technically will be suitable for you. Most of the pathways relies on 4 components. First one, your education background. Second one, what sort of background of experience you have. Third one, your employment requirement or which employer you are working with. And the fourth and most important one as of now is something depending upon the sector of your occupation. All the communities, all the provinces, and even the federal government giving more priority towards health sector, agriculture sector, skills sector, education sector, and transportation sector. Other than this 5, definitely, as French is the official language of Canada, if you are the one who can secure NCLC level 7 in the French, then that will just open a Pandora of a PR pathways by which you can literally able to get a PR even though your CRS point is too low. If your work permit is about to expire, it will not only get you the PR but also help you to get a work permit up to 2 years. Just you need to have a full-time job, your employer has to pay employer compliance fee, and you are eligible to get 2 extra years of work permit by learning French. If you reach till here, please don't forget to subscribe our channel, because if you have any doubts, any concerns related to Canadian immigration, you can always comment below so that CAN team can help the CAN family. Every international student or an immigrant who's looking for a Canadian immigration always look for that, okay, what is the way that I can assure that this pathway will get me the PR? And the answer is that knowledge or a guidance from a regulated immigration professional like a lawyer or a RCIC who can make you understand as per your profile which pathway will work. Even you can do that by yourself by visiting the IRCC website. It can give you a clear guideline that what is the eligibility, what are the documents to apply for a particular PR pathway. Let me put it in a simple term. In Express Entry itself, there are totally 6 different subcategories are there, like FSW, CEC, Federal Skilled Trade, category-based Express Entry Draw, French-speaking, and provincial-based PNPs. Like in Ontario, we have a Human Capital Priority Stream. All these streams, if you are looking for any one of or multiple pathways to get the PR through Express Entry, there are majorly 4 factors which you have to keep in mind: your age, your education, your experience, and your IELTS. If you have your brother or sister here as a PR, that is a bonus 15 points which you can redeem. But now the next question you might be asking to me is, okay, what can I do to increase my score? And my simple answer would be to improve your English proficiency exam, because that can hike your score by 150 to 160 points depending upon what level of CLB you are gonna achieve. Even if you're looking for French, still I would recommend you to attain the maximum CRS point you can get, because no one knows that. Right now the score might be low, but it can increase anytime. Definitely you might be looking into that. Okay, my CRS point is low. What's the next option? Then the option is PNP. Provincial Nomination Program is one of the most simple pathway only if you have a supportive employer. Without having an employer, unfortunately, most of the PNPs will not work. Most of the international students who study in Canada always have a belief that, okay, moving the province will get me a PR through PNP or some other pathways. Let me make it clear here, moving the province never gets you the PR. So before moving, look into that, where you studied, where you're currently be there. If you have an employer who is qualified to support you with a PNP, so that you don't even need to think about moving the provinces. Yes, if you move the province and you have a supportive employer, definitely you can secure your PR. Now, if your answer is that I do have an employer, but he is not qualified for the PNP, now the next options comes to you is RCIP. If you are in a particular community, or if you even wanted to move the province, I would strongly recommend to move to Atlantic province, and please be away from the restaurant and the service industry. However, if you are under the healthcare, if you are under the agriculture, skilled, transportation, or education sector, definitely moving to Atlantic province and having a supportive employer who can support you for the AIP as a first option, but alternatively, you will have a backup option of PNP. Meantime, you can also look for the Express Entry, which can definitely be a third option and make you safe, because for AIP and PNP, even if you have came to Canada after high school, you still don't lose the point, because these 2 categories don't have a point system for the education side. Yes, in some of the PNPs, you can get some points because you have a degree qualification, but still, if you have a proper job in a priority sector, you can definitely compensate that for the education. And if you are the one whose age is more than 30 or 40, and you strongly believe that, no, I do not meet the CRS point in Express Entry, definitely the Atlantic provinces, getting an AIP, PNP, or RCIP would be the best option in 2025. Let's talk about the application processing. Let's divide the whole application processing in 3 segments: regional, provincial, and federal. When I'm talking about regional, it includes like RCIP, where you need to move to the community. You need to get a designated employer. Then you put a recommendation letter for a particular community. Once you get that, then you directly apply for the PR. This process can take up to 1.5 to 2 years from the time you start until you receive a PR card in your hand. Second one, provincial, like a PNP. The PNP, again, it has 2 segments. One, getting a PNP after submitting a PNP application, after receiving the expression of interest from the province, getting approval, and once it get approval, then you need to put a PR application. As of 2025, the processing time for both PNP as well as for PR, it can take up to 2 to 2.5 years easily. But if you're looking for a fastest way to get a PR, then the federal application is a solution, which includes Express Entry. In Express Entry, as of now, 2025, the processing time for the PR application once you submit can varies from 2 months to 5 months. So if you are one of them, then you should stick with that to get a PR as soon as possible in 2025. A pro tip. The first thing is get the documentation ready. And the first step for that is getting the IELTS or English proficiency exam, because this is one of the basic requirements for any immigration application. Second one is getting your PCC. Please note, most of the application, like if we are looking into the home care pilot program or if suddenly any other application is open, the PCC is one of the most important thing. Get that done. Third, experience letter. If you do have an experience from your past employer or from back home, get the proper experience letter with roles and responsibilities so that at the last moment you don't have to run. And the fourth and most important thing is always look for the employer who can give you more options and make your PR application a little bit more simple with a backup option. But now let's move towards the conclusion. If you are the one who is already in Canada, about to get a postgrad open work permit, my strong recommendation is that to improve your CRS point and try to keep first and second option through Express Entry. Look for those jobs which fall under the priority sector, where the Canadian immigration is more focused on. However, if you are the one who's still outside Canada, then if you have any innovative idea, look for the startup visa. But if not, then try to look into the Express Entry category-based Express Entry draw, by which you can improve your CRS point and you can have an option. But please try to stay away from those immigration firms which are selling you false assurances and take your money. One thing, if you are outside Canada and you wanted to spend this kind of money, please spend it on your education. Do masters, by which you can bring your whole family here, or if you're single, try to spend that money behind a 2-year of a diploma program so that you can have a Canadian studies, by which you can able to get a Canadian job as well as make your life secure in Canada. Last but not the least, Canadian immigration is still a simple pathway. If you have a proper guidance and you do your own research, please try not to spread the rumors or believe the rumors, because that can cost you a lot. And if you are one of the CAN family member, we strongly recommend you that even if we are giving you the information, check with the IRCC website, where you can able to get a free information, gain the information and ask us your question and comments. Definitely one of our team members will guide you and give you a proper answer. Still, if you have any doubts, questions, or you wanted to get your personal profile evaluated, then you know where to contact. Exclusive for the CAN family member. If you are the one who don't want to spend money behind a consultation, then you can always watch our live, which we do every week, or you can see our long videos where we explain about each and every pathway and new updates. With this, I would like to end, and stay safe, stay healthy. That's the way you should live in Canada. Take care. Talk to you soon.